Today in the crypto space, we see the market getting a bit of a bounce. Bitcoin right around $98,000, looking pretty good. Ethereum leading the way for the altcoins, up approximately 3.5%. And we can see that the rest of the crypto space, these altcoins are looking pretty good. We got some green price action to the upside. We have Hype, Jupiter, Caspa, Near Protocol, and many others looking for higher levels. The question is, do we keep on going? In today's video, I wanted to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project that I've been really bullish on in the last little while, and that project is called Sonic. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's take a look at the general market first. We'll see what's going on here with the top 100. Then we'll jump right into the Bitcoin chart just to use it as an indicator, because if Bitcoin continues showing a strength, it is very likely here, guys, that we see some of the market, the altcoins, continue to the upside, because today Ethereum showed us a bit of a bounce, which was quite healthy, and we saw a lot of other altcoins showing some strength, which would be great. And then we'll jump right into the Sonic chart. The old Fantom, guys, the old Fantom. All right, we do see that the overall market cap is breaking out. Guys, good. This is what we want to see. We want to see new capital enter this market. Now, let's not celebrate too quickly. The reason being is that the volume. Guys, there's a pullback in volume as the market cap was rising. Not a good thing. We want to see an increase in volume when we see the market cap rise. That gives us an indication that there's market participation, a nice healthy breakout that won't most likely result in a swing failure. Do we come right back down to the bottom of the range? Look, at this point, we can say without volume, it's very likely. And this is why earlier on the Discord today, I did say, guys, protect the gains, because I was trading the lower time frames today. I was, looking at setups. We got into a few moves to the upside, which were great. Ultimately, when you do see low volume breakouts, guys, you got to be really extra defensive on those positions, because without volume, again, we can retrace right back to where we came from. So it's a bit concerning, obviously, unless we get a short squeeze and then all of a sudden we get a spike of volume because of it. And this is the name of the game here for trading, guys. It's all a game of probability. We do see that Bitcoin showing a bit of strength, at least within its range. Ethereum showing a little bit more strength because it is looking for a potential breakout here. And you can see that it's looking a little bit stronger than Bitcoin, just a little bit. It's up 3.3%, of course. XRP, on the other hand, is showing tons of strength, right? 12% to the upside, looking awesome here at $2.77. Nice breakout to the upside. So is Solana, and of course BNB already looked very good since the beginning of the week. It's been looking great. It has been looking good, to be honest, for the entire bear market and even bull market. It's doing pretty good. So BNB is definitely doing good. Dogecoin is another one doing great. And as you scroll through the market, you can see that generally speaking, the market is up approximately, as we speak, maybe 3 to 5%, give or take, depending on what you're looking at. Of course, we got randoms, we got anomalies, we got, official Trump token is flying today. Be careful with these pumps because they dump. As you can see, look at the previous price action. Just keep in mind, we see Monero grinding to the upside. Near Protocol is a great opportunity. Of course, today I did post a nice chart setup on Near, and right now it's doing pretty good, 6.5% to the upside. Now, we do see a lot of opportunity. But as I mentioned, without volume, we got to be very skeptical. We got to take it easy here, guys. Of course, even Caspa is looking pretty good, up 6%. VeChain looking great. A lot of them are actually breaking out of that Adam and Eve structure. We've been talking about this Adam and Eve structure on the live stream the last couple of days, and the Adam and Eve structure is good. V recovery from that last dump that we got, and then a nice rounded bottom from this accumulation range from the last couple of days, and then all of a sudden now we're getting this Adam and Eve structure breakout across the market. But you got to look at it at the 4 4 hour, 1 hour, you'll see it. It's very clear. A lot of these altcoins are producing a very, very similar Adam and Eve structure, which is a bullish pivot point structure. Okay, guys. So we got to see, like Jupe right now, flying 3.5%. We got Render looking pretty good. We have many projects right now on an uptrend. Now, any pullbacks here, in my opinion, should be opportunities to accumulate, right? Including projects that have been running pretty strong. Now, I know, guys, Sonic has been coming down in the last little while. Obviously, keep in mind, it's the previous Fantom, and the Fantom coin is still out there in circulation. In fact, it would be an ideal time to also keep in mind that Fantom is pegged to Sonic's price. And if you're still holding Fantom, there's no rush to convert over to Sonic just yet. However, we do see that we're up 32% after a significant drop since its conversion into Sonic. So it came down to a very undervalued scenario. It ran up 32% in the last little while. And I believe that Sonic is going to have a beautiful recovery, and to the point that I feel like Sonic is going to be one of the major gainers for this cycle, right? So keep an eye on Sonic. I'm bullish. Obviously, full disclosure, I'm a big holder. But at the end of the day, I'm expecting some good things from a fundamental perspective. All right, guys? So keep on going down. Radium looking good. We see a lot of projects looking good. As you can see, breakouts on Nexo, breakouts here on Rocket Pool, breakouts over here on Mantle, breakouts everywhere, guys. Higher highs and higher lows on the 1 hour fractals. Bullish sentiment currently on the lower time frames. All right, guys, let's talk about charts. Let's get right into here. Let's take a look at what's going on here with Bitcoin, because, of course, Bitcoin is the indicator. What do we expect from Bitcoin? We expect Bitcoin to hold above this thick yellow white line right here, because if it does, you know, it's very likely that it forms a nice bottom and then it continues to the upside. However, if it breaks below and collapses, the 92K is the level to watch out for. Let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. So, guys, what we have to do is prepare for probability. The probability here on the lower time frames is that we continue rounding off. But I just want to quickly show you momentum. Momentum right now, volatility is pushing to the upside very nicely. In fact, it's neutralizing any negativity in the purple line, right? The purple line, which is the momentum line, is currently in a downtrend. However, as the volatility is pushing up, we could expect it to continue to go neutral. Now, eventually, we're going to get overbought on the volatility, and it's eventually where we get a spike to the upside. I'm curious how the daily chart is going to react when volatility gets overbought and it responds bearish and it rolls over again. What kind of lower low are we going to get? Are we going to get a double bottom? Are we actually going to get a lower low? Or in fact, are we going to make a higher low and call it a day and really start looking at this as a pivot point structure? The daily is not really giving you a pivot point structure, to be honest. It's a consolidation. It's a sideways. Bears would be calling this a bear flag. And so be it. Yes, it does look like it. The reality is it is. It's going sideways. And it could be a continuation to the downside to 92. However, it is still a viable scenario to expect a continuation up as volatility pushes up. And maybe we spike to the upside a little bit. And then on the bearish response, when we come right back down, maybe we come down for a low. But the question is, again, what kind of low? Double bottom, higher low, or lower low? We will have to wait and see. However, in the meantime, we do have to understand that momentum started off very bullish and slowly is in a downtrend. And do we get oversold? And if that's the case, 92, here we come. Okay, but then again, we can also look at lower time frames. Let's quickly look at the 4 hour and see what's going on there. You can see that the structure is quite clear. It is a channel, and it is a bearish scenario in the sense that if it breaks down, it's a continuation. And it's likely that if we come down oversold, even on the 4 hour once again, it's likely that we come down and hit 92. However, you can see that we got oversold, and it's likely to want to go to overbought conditions, and that would justify a breakout, maybe hitting around again $102,000. And then all of a sudden, the bearish response, like I mentioned on the daily, what kind of bearish response are we going to get? Are we going to come down for a double bottom or a lower low? So we got to wait, because if we fail in the sense that we get a failed breakdown and we do not make another lower low, we can kind of feel that this was the bottom. This was the actual bottom that got that quick buy up. And a lot of people are putting a lot of faith in this bottom and that it's a pivot point. Guys, I agree. It looks great. However, we still need to maintain this idea that maybe after a breakout, we get a rejection on this top, which would be the breakout level of this Adam and Eve structure, V recovery, rounded bottom here on the 4 hour. And you'll see this V recovery, rounded bottom, Adam and Eve across the altcoins as well. And really what we were worried about is not breaking above 102. Okay, we need to break above, because a breakout above 102 means that we actually broke character. We started breaking above the previous high. we start making higher highs. And not only that, that's the neckline or the breakline of the Adam and Eve structure. So this is what we're waiting for. But do we get a pullback? And if a pullback happens, we want to track how much strength the bears have left in them. We don't want a lower low, guys. We want the bears to show weakness, and then we start building confidence. Look at the volume, the momentum here on the trend oscillator is clearly going upwards. EMA is facing up, green histogram bars, everything's looking pretty good here. We're in the bullish control zone, or entering the bullish control zone here, which is pretty good. The market is looking somewhat bullish. However, guys, we have to understand that we didn't get any major signals, but we're trying to catch a bit of a bottom. If we get this pivot point to the upside, guys, it would be epic entries right now to see the market get a bit of relief. Now, keeping in mind 92K, it's still there. All right, guys, let's jump right into Sonic. The ticker is S. Sonic, yes, it's a new project, quote unquote new, but it is the old Fantom. The Fantom chain is still around, but keep in mind now it's Sonic. Eventually, they are going to, kind of like force people to get onto Sonic. Keep in mind that Sonic is faster. Sonic has a lot of capabilities that Fantom doesn't. Sonic is EVM compatible, and we're expecting it to compete with all the major L1s that have speed, right? This is important. And finality, quick finality. And ultimately, as we see right now, Sonic is looking pretty good. Now we can quickly look at the Fantom chart, because obviously we're going to look at historical price action. And if you start looking at historical price action, you'll see that technically Fantom, because it is pegged, you'll see that it's giving us that little fractal right into here. And we kind of zoom out here, you'll see that Fantom has been struggling, right? Fantom has been struggling, and we wanted to get a bit of a bounce. Sonic is also struggling right at this diagonal. However, it hit the point of control. It hit a good level of volume that could act as support on previous tops. And the sentiment right now is picking up on Fantom or on Sonic, given the fact that, the sell-off brought us very undervalued scenarios. We have good tech coming around the corner. We have Andre that's tweeting up a storm. We have DeFi that's coming around the corner. And we have a possible relocation of the Sonic Labs into America, which makes the America first or America made narrative quite interesting for the project and the team itself. So this is pretty good. So if you look at what's happening here with Fantom, and we start looking at the Sonic chart, we can see that this is what we're dealing with. We're looking for an inverse type of head and shoulder inverse pivot point right here at the bottom of the range. And again, using Fantom as the indicator or as the historical price action, you can see where we're at, guys. Rounded bottom, bull flag. And if you look on the 4-hour, it's a rounded bottom bull flag, right? If we can get a continuation off this bull flag and break above the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, it's starting to look pretty good. Again, back to Sonic. Sorry, guys, I'm just going back and forth because the Fantom chart gives you more data, and this is where we are. So what I would say is this, guys, if you're bullish on Sonic, if you're bullish on the future of Sonic, what I would be looking at is entries. Now, I do like where we are right now. I'll be honest, this is looking pretty good, but I would anticipate a dip as well. I would anticipate coming back down, maybe down to the point of control, maybe falling through this volume gap, maybe coming down to a golden pocket retracement, at least to the 0.5 fib. Let's kind of get this going. Swing low to swing high. You'll see 0.5 fib is right here, and the golden pocket is right here. Very confluent, again, with the point of control and this node of volume right here, and the previous highs and tops and bottoms. So what I would do is hypothetically say this becomes a bull flag for continuation. That's awesome. So let's kind of look at how I would play this. While we have these oscillators open, let's just quickly look at momentum. It's still in the uptrend. We can see that on the 4-hour could bring us a bit of volatility to the downside. However, given the fact that volatility is all the way here already, it's likely that we get volatility move to the upside and we start to see what happens to the momentum for another high. Does it make a higher high? If possible. And if we stay overbought with lots of strength, we possibly are going to break out here. And I would say that this is going to be a continuation pattern for a nice rounded bottom, right? Nice rounded bottom with a flag right into here. That's a cup and handle, right? That's starting to look good. Now, is this quite mature? Not really. To be honest, I think that coming down to the 0.5 fib is possible for a better handle. That's typical. A retracement, a decent retracement, so you can see a nice, beautiful handle in this space. It's possible, but a continuation also possible. So let's take a look at that. In the trend oscillator right now, as EMAs are facing down with red histogram bars, which suggests bearishness, which suggests that we can continue to the downside. So we got to keep that in mind, that the possibility for a dip is here. But you saw the big picture on Fantom. You saw the big picture on where Sonic is lying on the Fantom chart for that reversal at this current bottom. So I would say that a good DCA zone is all into this level, and invalidation is all the way down here at 37 cents. If it breaks below 37 cents, you have to understand that we're coming down for a lower low and it starts to look quite bearish. But honestly, guys, Sonic should be a great gainer, and I see the way it is, and it's so undervalued at the current moment that I'm expecting accumulation all into this level, anticipating a reversal pattern. As you can see, shoulder, head, and potential shoulder. That would make sense right around here to come down for a shoulder and a bounce. That way you can break the neckline, which would be at 57.6 cents, which would be epic. Okay, so let's kind of look at that and to see how I would play this at the current moment. There's a couple ways you can drop down to lower time frames, guys. It's very possible to kind of drop down even to the 15-minute and analyze what's happening here. You know, you could put a stop loss right into this level, right? Give it a bit of wiggle room, accumulate into this range, see if we continue. If you exclude some of this artwork that I got here, you can see that, you know, it would be ideal to see it get overbought, but we've been stuck in the chop zone for a little while. But obviously sideways price action, and to see it above the 200 EMA here on the 15-minute might not be bad. You know, the 1 hour is still looking good, potential continuation to the upside. I do see this quick blow off, but on higher time frames, that is a wick, and wicks usually get filled. So what do we do here, guys? Do we get super bearish? Do we wait for this dip, which is possible? As you can see, even on the 1 hour, momentum can get oversold. That's obviously a possibility. And we can see that, you know, these EMAs with the green histogram bars right now, the way they're reversing looks obviously pretty bullish. So this is the thing, guys, is when you see a market reverse, you're kind of like seeing a lot of indecision, where the market kind of looks bullish, but maybe there's still a bearish possibility, but kind of bullish. So what I say is this: accumulate slowly. Get into a position slowly, because you never know what happens, right? So my two levels of interest right now is this level. Obviously, I got to highlight the breakout. This is the breakout, guys. If we break above this level, it's looking awesome. Obviously, we have a little bit of resistance, and we got to pay attention to the empty volume gaps right above. But this would give us a confirmation that, you know what, we're ready to start rocking here and breaking out, which is awesome. So be careful with this resistance. I'm going to put a red arrow there so we can highlight the importance of this resistance, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And then what I also want to focus on is this empty volume gap right here. So I'm going to put a red box so that we can highlight its importance and keep an eye on it. And I'm going to change this to red, and we'll kind of I understand that that's a weak spot. So if we can hold above 52 cents, it's not bad of an accumulation zone to expect a continuation and then a break above the resistance, right? However, if we fall down, I know that this level has a bit of support. Again, point of control, the tops, and the node of volume. So what I would say is this: put some attention here, and let's put a green arrow right into this area so that we can keep an eye on it and say, look, if we come down to this level, we might want to, you know, basically put in some bullish bids at this zone. Now, the issue is, do we get in right now also? And that's obviously a challenge. Let's get rid of these oscillators for a second, look at the setup. What I would say is this: if you plan on getting in here, what you're going to have to do is understand risk to reward. The only reason that you're going to buy right here is to put a stop loss right underneath here. Expect this a little bit of a sweep below. Don't put your stop loss too tight, and take a profit, or at least trail up the stop loss right into this level. Your risk to reward ratio is not the best. However, if you can improve your entry a little bit as it falls, as the price falls, you might be able to get a 2.5 to 1 ratio, which would be pretty good. A small amount of risk, right, with a good amount of reward, right? Decent amount of reward. A lot of people aim for about 2 to 1, 3 to 1 is really nice. But as you can see, you can even DCA to average out your cost, so you can easily get a 3 to 1 if you just wait for a bit of a dip and buy right here at about 54 cents and accumulate and put that stop loss, and then wait patiently to see what kind of pop we get to the upside. Obviously, it's a 10%er, right? Obviously, you can get in a bit of leverage, so that way you can convert the 10% gain into something a little bit higher. But just understand, with leverage, you're also increasing your potential loss. So you got to make sure that you practice healthy risk management, and understand if we break below, we got that volume gap that could make the price drop all the way to about 47 cents, and hope that, you know, we get support on this volume. Then if we do fall, you have to have some convictions to reaccumulate down here for that recovery. And that recovery could potentially, you know, break through the volume gap once again, this volume gap, and rise up, and then eventually maybe go all the way back up here. And this is where the rewards really get healthy. Okay, so what I'm looking for is a continuation here if the market continues to show some strength, but at the same time, keeping my eye out for potential dip and reaccumulation at this level. Guys, this is the only way to do it, is prepare for possibilities, and then ask yourself, what are you going to do about it if it dips? What are you going to do about it if if it breaks out, and have your plan. And then you have the plan, you trade the plan, and you follow through the plan, and eventually you will see that your system should be making you profitable. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. If you want to, it does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to join the socials or contact me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join that Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, see you tonight at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Take care, have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.